for everything that you do. Fun. Yeah. Belated Mother's Day.
That's so sweet.
You want me this?
Get away from me. All right. No, wait a minute. Do you have a puppy? Do you have a puppy?
I have all the puppies.
All right, wait a minute. Who didn't get one? Who didn't get a flower? Right there. Oh. Wait. And you, Michelle. Do you have a puppy? Yeah. Here you go. Yeah, puppy or two. Okay, there you go. Awesome. All right, you guys. Thank you for everything you do. I'm putting this thing down. All right, let's rock and roll. We have a panel. Let's go. Everybody who's on the panel, get on it. And it was said that I blackmailed people to do this, and I did not. Just so you know. I did not. So I made me a little pushy, encouraging, right? Because this way you get to know each other from all the offices, and there's a few people who already know how this plays out. You might get a lead from another office and a referral from another office, and we all start working together as one. As Edgar and a couple of your bold partners were working together as one on those videos, which is awesome. Okay, our next panel is going to be about listings, which is going to be in a couple weeks. But tonight or today, this morning, is about leverage. All right, I'm going to start off with Chrissy and tell who you are, what office you're from, and how long you've been with KW.
My name is Vicki Goldfish Miller. I'm with the Griffin office, Patterson. I have been with KW for almost 10 years.
My name is Latrice Kay. I am out of Sac Metro. I have been with KW
On and off, but that's okay.
On and
That's
off.
good. Yeah. The grass wasn't greener in the back.
Right, and about a year and a half. I've been this office for about 4 months.
Awesome. Yeah. Just keep on it.
Quiet, please.
Quiet in the back. Go ahead.
Hello, I'm Jen Sibring, co-owner and / investor of the Patterson office, one of them of the Patterson office. And I've almost going on in October, it'll be 7 years in real estate, and I've been with KW for about a year and a half.
Yeah. Wow.
Time flies.
Yeah, it does. Yes.
Jenny Grimes out of the Lockford office,
Uh-huh.
and I've been in real estate almost 15 years with KW 4 years, I think, in Lockford. Well,
Total 4 years.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
because I was in Rhode Island too.
Yes, you were, but there was a gap, and then you're back. The grass isn't always green. All right, Tony.
Hi, Tony Alvarez, Keller Williams Sac Metro, since September, but I've been with Keller Williams about 8
I
and a
know.
half.
I hired her in Lodi.
She hired me in Lodi
Uh-huh.
8.5 years ago,
Yeah.
and then I went to Elk Grove, and then I'm now here.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm a coach, I'm a team lead, and I'm a proud mom.
There you go. Oh, I like that. Very good. Awesome. All right, ready? How do you define work and life balance in your world? Anybody can answer it. If you feel passionate about it, say it. And how has it evolved over time? Because a lot of agents are high Ds. That means we're very like, no, I got this. Thank you. But you had to learn how to leverage. You know what? I am not gonna wait. I'm gonna call on you. Because so much has changed in the last 4 months. And you had to learn how to leverage. You had to learn how to do a lot of things. I'm gonna let you talk. Go ahead. Huh? What was the question again? Learning how to leverage and how it's evolved for you this year.
So I think one of the biggest things for me was time management and my calendar.
Yes.
Like leveraging tools and resources, and then the people around you.
Would it be safe to say that your world you were spinning before this?
Absolutely was, so I think one of my breaking points was, about a year ago, I had 8 escrows going on at once. I was losing my mind, I remember like breaking down to my team lead crying like, I don't know what to do. Right, but still not having the resources or knowing my cap and my capacity. So, cause this business, we're always like, we're scared not to close another transaction. But I talked with Michelle, I was like, look, my business is all over the place, I don't have any systems, I don't have any processes, but I have goals. So what that allowed me to do was just having the right people around me, putting together a plan, and then letting me see the importance of your calendar. It sounds so cliche, but when you have something to look at and it plans your day, it became like my business Bible. I don't do any planning without my calendar. I don't care if it's a doctor's appointment, if it's personal, if it's my kid's dentist appointment, whatever it is, it's on my calendar. And now I have a hard stop by 4:30. I make exceptions, right? With this business we do, but typically I'm in the office every day. I get in about 9. I'm out of here by 4. I'm to my kids by 4:30.
And how many children do you have?
4.
4, and you're home by 4:30, so do you make dinner? Sometimes. I love it.
I'm not saying I'm not tired by 4:30, but it's just having the organization.
Yes.
The consistency, just being able to come home and say, hey, I'm done. If my clients call me, they understand, what answer, but it's the pressure has been lifted off of me.
Good for you, good for you. Who else? Speak up.
I'll go next.
Yeah.
So leveraging to me is really super important. I concur. I brought my planner so you guys can see. I use a paper planner in addition to my Google Calendar. And I really do believe that KW Kellerism, if it's not in your calendar, it doesn't exist. It really is important that I remember always to use my boulders, my rocks, my pebbles, and my sand. And if you guys don't know what that is, ask me afterwards. I'll explain it, but I'll stick with the boulders. I always do my planning in October, November for my vacations, my family time, my me time, my retreats. I put those in there and then I build everything else around it. I always calendar my kids' birthdays. I want my kids to know that they're number 1, even over KW. They need to
You
know.
should be God's family and business, right?
Yes.
So, yeah.
And I don't work on Sundays. I made that commitment to myself and my family when I started in real estate 8.5, 9 years ago, and I do make exceptions. You know, we do have to make exceptions, but I'm really adamant about how I keep my schedule. And like I said, if it's not in my calendar, it doesn't exist.
Sounds like I'm still pretty consistent with the
Yes.
calendar.
Must be on the calendar.
Yeah, yes, you have it in your hand.
Yeah.
When was that pivoting moment that you thought, oh my gosh, I have to do this, I have to get it all on the calendar instead of just keeping it up here?
For me, I gotta get it out of my head. If it's not written down and it's up in my head and I can't sleep at night, I'm just laying in bed at night thinking, I can't forget this and I can't forget this tomorrow, and then in the morning I wake up thinking about all my to-do list, and you wake up anxious, and that's not good for anybody. So if I get it out on the calendar, I don't have to think about it. You know, and my husband loves it. He asks me a question, what is this? Look at the calendar.
So being drivers like you are, you wouldn't be as successful if you weren't a driver. What was the biggest mind shift for you to make in order to trust others to help you?
Chris, that's a good one.
I would say, I think for me, it was, and I wish I would have learned it earlier.
Okay, say that again. You wish you would have
I
learned it.
wish I would have learned it earlier, but getting things done by somebody else who can do them well is better than me trying to do everything perfect.
Yeah,
Because things fall through the cracks when you're trying to do everything yourself. And so, like, my marketing, that was something I offloaded to a VA. And do I always love every piece of it? Is it always perfect? No, but I don't have to do it other than checking certain things or giving a few directions. I don't have to mess with it. I just was talking to an agent out of Monterey last night that I got a referral from, and he was talking about how nice he liked my social media. I don't even think I do a ton on social media, and I don't even look at my social media, because my VA handles it all, right? And so, but it was impressive to somebody else, right? And I don't look at it at all. My Instagram on my Discover Real Estate, I just don't even, I don't know what's posted there.
That's awesome. That's
So
trust. That
Right.
is so trust.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't have to think about it, so it leaves space for me.
That's awesome. Anybody else wanna chime in?
What was the question again?
It was, hang on. Oh, now, yeah, well, no, it's, what was the pivoting moment that you started trusting others to help you and to support you?
I think for me, it was,
The mind shift, that's what it was.
I wanna say about 4 years ago. I talked about it at Bold yesterday, actually, 4 years ago, I realized that I needed to get an assistant but I was nervous to do it,
Right,
which is another question that you have in the,
yeah.
in there, but. I realized that if I was going to level up, or if I wanted to elevate what I was doing, that I needed to have that support. That there are things that you can have someone else do, like I'm really big on pot pies. Okay, so I could design the pot pie and say, okay, here's the stuff, we'll build them. So. Yeah, delegating is super important, it's okay to not have your hands in every single thing. Your name is on it, so people aren't gonna know that your admin assistant did it, or that your kid did it, I mean, I have my kids helping me too, I have 4.
Mhm.
And so they also help out, but I think it was. I had to come over that hump to understand, okay, you gotta level up, now you gotta put some money out there to get somebody to help you. And so that's when I made that commitment, I was like, okay, I can do this.
Anybody else want to chime
I
in?
think for me, mine wasn't about leveling up. For me, it was maximizing my time. And my aha moment was my daughter looked at me and told me, you need to trust people to help you and let go. My biggest thing is performing for my clients because I'm referral based. So showing up and having someone else show up, just how I do. But it was, I had 2 clients show up at the same time. I missed an inspection. And again, the resources. She goes, Mom, you need help and you need to let me help you. And that was when I was like, you know what, you're right. And she became my assistant.
Wow.
And it's just like.
Is this the one that's getting her license?
This is the one getting her license, and it just like opened a whole new world and also allowed me to start maximizing my time because I started letting go. So you have to trust.
What are your pillars of lead generating?
SOI, farm.
Louder, because.
Sorry, my SOI is generally about 50% of my business. 25 to 30% of my business is referral based, agent to agent. And then my farm is my other major pillar. And then there's always a few little extras from social media or something like that.
Do you notice how she knew the percentages? That's a CEO right there, right? She knew her numbers. That's good. Mind you,
That's good.
I'm
I
so
know.
proud of you.
I worked on these
Yeah.
numbers for a long time.
I'm so proud of you. Okay, anybody else, please?
One of mine is, past clients,
Yeah,
but keeping in contact with them and not even trying, just by them seeing you on social media. Not even posting anything real estate related, but just doing.
you
this
do a lot of reels now and
Yeah.
you're out there a lot on social media. Let's talk about that, because that changed, because before you weren't, but now you are. So do you, you see a difference in your business because of it, correct?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, and
let's talk about that.
mindset too.
Mindset, okay?
Not so much like you get direct leads from this reel or that reel, but it's just the mindset of putting yourself out there in a positive, positive attracts.
Right,
Positive, so,
100%.
I
I
think that-
absolutely agree with that. I love energy, creates energy,
Yes.
positivity, you don't wanna walk in negative, so yeah, totally get it.
Yeah.
Jen,
I think it's important to give your energy where you're already naturally, where you already naturally spend a lot of your time as moms. Women are natural networkers and we're natural relationship builders. Moms need to rely on other moms, right? So, just if you're already naturally around other moms with your kids, with events or in their school or whatever it may be, just try to work on organically embedding yourself in those areas more so that you're more visible and you become that resource. You don't have to be a sales pitch, but you become the resource.
I would have to say with you, what I've seen just in the last year and a half, you are like a resource for the whole town of Patterson. Apparently they know you so well, and it's because of the social media, and it's because you're commenting on other things.
Yeah.
So kudos to you. Yeah, you're welcome. How has your coach, leadership, brokerage team contribute to your growth and ability to stay in balance?
Oh, wow, that's you, Michelle.
I'm
No, I mean, that's you, you're the one that,
Wait, that's not why we asked this.
No, that wasn't set up, but I really rely on her helping me to remind me that I'm raising my ceiling.
Yeah,
That I'm pushing for bigger and better. And it isn't just for me, it's for my kids.
yeah.
You know, I tell my kids, I said, I'm building something here.
It's a legacy for your family.
Yes, and I tell my kids, if someday you wanna jump in real estate, which I hope that one of them will pretty soon. I tell them, this, I'm setting the groundwork so that you can come in and take over. I mean, you can do so much with real estate and it's just something that I drive into them, but to answer the question is, I just love, you know, John and Michelle, you're just so supportive. And it's great to be part of a team where your growth is also not just important to you, but it's important to your leadership.
Yes, it
That they see that you are building a life by design. You know,
That's very.
together everyone achieves more.
That's very cool. I want you to elaborate more on your team.
Yes,
That's why I was going.
yes.
I
I
think-
started out on Sherry's team.
Yes.
15 years ago, I was a baby, and grew up with Sherry, and she trained me. Did it on my own for a while, you know, when I first had my kids. And we've joined forces again, and it's with Rachel too, and it's astronomically better.
It's nice to have people around you.
Yes, the positivity, somebody to talk things through with, the reminder of like, yes, this happened, but it's not gonna be that way tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day, like just the positivity around it.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. Anybody else chiming in?
I'm definitely gonna have to chime in, right, because I think proximity is important. I mean, I've been in real estate, I just started my 3rd year full time. I've been with a few different brokerages, but here, John, you know, I'm knocking on your door literally since I've been in. I'm like, hey, what do you think about this? And he's our broker, right? So they have proximity. I'll get a text message 5:36 in the morning.
Well, you told me to.
Right, but accountability and how much that matters, but also like someone believing, like my goal is crazy enough, right? I'm like, here are my numbers, this is what I wanna do. Like, you just tapped into exactly my personality, not beating around the bush. I'm a person that has to see, feel, and touch. Here, you do this, you do that. I think I'm like halfway through my goal already and we're just getting ready to end May. So having the support and really honing in and coming into the office makes a huge difference. I'm not just saying that, like when I came in, you can look at my numbers now, to look at my shift by having proximity and being like, I forgot what class we took, but I wanted to say that. I remember someone said like, oh, make a social media post. Don't make these long drawn out posts, right? Make a post that's at an 8-year-old or 2nd grade level. I get so many hits off of my posts that the business owner just comes, oh, Latrice, you said this. True story. I'm not doing anything magnificent. I'm just being consistent. You'll see me on social media. In club, we talk about how many videos are we gonna do. I'll tell you, hey, I wanna make 5 videos or 10 videos. Both they tell you phone calls, but when you're posting on your story, there's like 200 people that are gonna see that.
Yeah.
You're in their face. So the tools and the resources that this office gives us, it has the ability to let you grow or meet your numbers, whatever you wanna do.
I love that. Thank you so
So-
much. Nice.
You know, I swear by you. I'm like, and I look, I'm like, oh, it's Michelle. I'm still in my pajamas, I'm jumping out of bed, my bum, I'm sitting in video like, I'm on my way to the gym. I'm just kidding. But it is just someone around you to believe in your goals, and I think mine are kind of crazy, but they seem crazy.
Okay, so let's talk about that really quick. This quarter, how many transactions are you closing? Wait, did you, the first quarter?
The first quarter I closed 14.
Okay, keep going.
I think I'm at like 22 or 24.
Yeah.
And I've got like 6 more closings, so I've got some crazy numbers.
And you have a scorecard
I do
that
have a
sometimes I
scorecard.
say you can't talk to me, so you show me your scorecard.
Yeah, I just was updating it because I thought you were gonna ask about it. But yeah, no, and it was just, okay, Latrice, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
This is your number, my goal was 48 transactions this year.
Yeah.
And I think I'm like at 24, so.
Congratulations to you. Consistency?
Absolutely.
Key.
And I'm in the office, every day I show up 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm in here until 4. You put yourself in an environment you need to be in, that's gonna allow you to thrive, that works with you as a person. Everyone's different. So mine is here because I do like to do.
And I only see you maybe a couple times a month. It's not like I.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the accountability.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Anybody else want to chime in?
I mean, I think I would just echo all of this, like, we've all worked for different brokerages, we all have different experiences in this industry. But working with John and working with you, it's a completely different bar for expectation and what's available and what's possible. And every single office that you guys create has that same cool vibe
Yeah.
that you wanna be in there. You
Cool
wanna-
vibe.
Cool vibe.
I'm not at least like that.
Okay. I'm not in your shorts or flip flops, and it's just so easy. I'm like, hey, you got.
I want to do that one day. I should call you guys out.
But it works, it makes us feel so comfortable because when you have your broker, like, what you do right there at your fingertips, it just speaks volumes to just how you entrust in us as your agent, so.
Yeah, and it creates an environment where we want to collaborate, where we want to bounce ideas off of you, are attracting quality agents where we're all
Yeah.
pushing each other to do better, right?
love
I mean,
that.
even inside our office, you know, there's a few of us that constantly are
The
constantly.
synergy is incredible.
Yeah, are just working together and saying what's working for you and what's working, you know, let me share, and we're constantly working to raise each other up, and that comes from leadership.
Thank you.
And I'd also like to add, it's nice that this is my first time to this actual
I
office,
know,
but the Lockford office, it's very family oriented, which is
Very
nice.
Yeah.
yeah.
And dog, yeah. I brought my niece, my girls, and my dog all into meetings, and so,
Oh, that's amazing.
it's just.
I was gonna say, yeah, your niece, I thought, yeah, you did, yeah, that was beautiful. But I'm also, I like having the kids around, because my daughter, when I was doing this, she's like, did you send your thank you cards? And how many did you send out? Did you make your calls? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought I was done, you know, I'm home kind of thing, yeah. Yeah, so that's good, you're teaching them how to level up. I mean, my daughter and my son will say, thank you for having these high standards. Thank you, I mean, I wouldn't have been a good mom if I didn't work, I know that for a fact. So, yeah, yeah, okay, what does a typical work week look like, and how do you stay focused on what matters most? Ooh,
Well, the work week can vary with, because it's real estate, right? I think it's about, making sure you fit in what fills your cup. Like, I'm not a morning person, can't stand the mornings. But as a mom, right, like, hello, you gotta get your kids to school and make sure they have breakfast and all these things. But after I get my kids to school, I come home and I walk my dog, listen to a podcast while I'm walking my dog, you know, enjoy my coffee. That fills my cup. Of course, if I have a meeting to go to first thing in the morning, I can make that happen. If it's on my calendar, but that fills my cup. And so I make that schedule work for me. That's why I do real estate, to have some flexibility. But I also know I'm working most weekends, and I'll take, if I have to, I'll take it to client call at 10 p.m. at night, you know, because stuff happens. So it's setting a boundary. If evenings fill your cup and having free evenings, then, you know, you do that, but there's gotta be some give and take, and you gotta pencil that time in for yourself.
anybody else?
I was gonna say, I think, you know, we go through different seasons in life, right? Like during a certain stage of my life in my 20s and mid-30s, I was an early morning person. Like, I was up at 5, I was a runner, I was out the door, I didn't have kids.
Yeah.
Right now I'm tired.
You didn't wait to say, you didn't say.
Different, so I have found myself over the last couple years, like, kind of waking up real groggy at 6:30 in the morning, and my days were not going well. Like, I was rushing to get out the door with the kids, I wasn't feeling prepared, I was getting to the office later than I wanted to. It didn't feel good to me, so I recently made the commitment, and I was just sharing it with Danny in the office this week. The last couple weeks, I have been, my alarm goes off at 5 a.m., I immediately roll my butt out of bed, and I jump on James Shaw's
Oh, yeah.
call
With a
Okay, that is, that's,
like my earbud.
can pause for a moment, but
Yeah,
where do you go again? Cause I want people to know, that's a game changer.
it is huge. So Pivot Shift Ahead. is
Which
a-
she was interviewed by him, just so we all know. There's a video out there.
Right, yes, Pivot Shift Ahead is a group James Shaw does. You can get on the Zoom link and add it to your calendar. It's also recorded every day, so it's on Facebook, which is what I used to watch. I would just watch them on Facebook when I had time or if I was on my walk. But I needed something to trigger me to get up early. And so I thought, well, that's a 5 a.m. call because they're East Coast time. I'm gonna do it. And so for the last couple weeks, 5 a.m., James Shaw's in my ear while I'm like sleepy and drinking my coffee. The 20-minute call, but it's all about how to move your business forward. And it has changed my productivity, my day, how I get my kids off to school.
So that's a
I-
huge takeaway.
I'm now like, after the 5 a.m. call, I have a little time to walk or exercise or do something. And it just sets my whole day in a better tone. So I think it is about finding, whether you're an evening person or morning person, what triggers you to get you in the right frame of mind.
Beautiful, beautiful. Anybody else want to chime in before I move to the last question? Anybody? Okay. If you had to start all over, what would you do differently to build the balance into your business sooner?
I would have, it sounds weird, but I would have started caring less a lot sooner.
Ooh.
Caring
Yes.
less about what other people thought, what I thought, that, you know, how it was supposed to be.
That's huge.
I just,
Yeah.
I'm over, I'm 47, I don't give a crap now.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. I love it. Thank you.
I go, if I could have done something sooner, I would have implemented the, kind of goes with the previous question too. The calendaring system that I use now,
When you say that.
I would have done it sooner, I didn't do it probably. Started probably doing that like year 5 of my real estate career. Typically on Mondays is my appointments day, Tuesdays I'm here at the office, it's my office and coaching days. Wednesdays is my team office day, Thursdays is my domestic day, that's probably the takeaway I want you all to take from this. Thursdays are the day that I focus on my family, it's the day I go grocery shopping, it's the day I do laundry. I have a housekeeper that comes and cleans my house on Wednesday, so that on Thursdays I don't have to worry about cleaning house.
I like that.
And then I feel like I'm in my clean house
Yeah.
and I could focus. If I need to work, I will. The Thursdays are my domestic day and they're the day that I focus on my kids, appointments, just, you know, home life. And then Fridays are my catch-all day that I could do any or all of the above. So if I could implement something sooner, it probably would have been the way I structure my week.
So it sounds like the calendar is,
Yes,
Make you-
calendar.
And one thing I'd add to that is definitely the calendar, but also getting over the fear of rejection. Because for 10 no's, you're gonna get that yes.
yeah.
I was so petrified to hear no, or
Yeah.
not, I don't wanna do business. It kept me in the box.
Oh. Interesting. Yeah.
And when things are running well at home domestically, then things run better in my real estate business. So that means a lot of prep work, meal planning, meal prep on the weekends to make the week, the mornings easier, dinners easier. Just implementing small things like that at home make it a lot easier for me to focus on real estate without getting distracted.
I think one really important thing is I would have used a CRM in its entirety much earlier in my career.
And if you look at the one pager notes, she actually really got into detail what she does with her CRM, so make sure you pick up the notes, you guys. We actually took this off of what Gary does, right? And so we wanted to bring it to you. The ALC came together and said, make sure there's actions. And so make sure you take that. Anything else?
And
All right.
once a month, I send a blast text message to my entire phone contact. Hey, I cut and paste, cut and paste. You don't even think about buying or selling, I always get a conversation out of that. I just take one day out of the month, I haven't found a strategic day. It's almost like a thought that comes and I send it out. I always get someone to say, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about buying.
So say that again, because there's people in here that I've met recently who were trying to figure out what are their 4 pillars, right? So that is one that they could be doing, 4 pillars a month or what have you, but you actually take time, maybe 3-4 hours, depending on how many people you have in your phone. You text them the exact, say it again.
Yeah, the exact same thing. So first I say all potential clients either as buyer, bought, or seller, so when I'm doing a search, I look for all the buyers. Hey, it's Latrice, just checking in, have you thought about buying, whatever it is, I pass clients. And like my sphere, my friends, my family, everyone gets a text message.
Once a month, and it's on your
Once a
calendar.
month, yeah.
Awesome.
Once a month, and there's a guarantee you're going to get probably at least 5 people to respond.
All right, that's a huge takeaway.
Right.
Take a look at the screen. Tell me what you are doing right now on your social media. This is awesome.
So I created that and I'm trying to use it to put on my social media to recruit agents. Like,
Yeah.
you know, your
You're down like
Yeah.
your profit share, right? Right?
yes. So I haven't got it up in Stand Store yet, but
Uh-huh.
that's my next goal, is to get my Stand Store.
Awesome. I know, Taylor was working on that. I have one, yeah. Yeah, so definitely take a look at that. But this is wonderful. I saw the whole thing, so definitely take a look at it when she has it up on her social media. And it's growing her downline and growing your business, so people are gonna see you as. Awesome. Anything you would like to add that we haven't asked? I know you saw the questions. I didn't ask every single one of them. So, but it's something that they should know what you're doing with your business. How are you increasing your business this year? What's that one thing? Go ahead.
Asking for help,
Asking for
whether
help.
it's.
You mean that's okay? You're not embarrassed?
What? Not
Yeah.
anymore.
I used to be, and like now, getting a housekeeper, getting your groceries delivered or grocery pickup.
Even now, the coach actually told me to get my groceries delivered. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do that. Oh, heck yeah, I can. That's the thing that's ever happened.
And you spend less, like.
Yes,
You're
that's
not like
100%.
yeah.
I'm definitely in full fire.
Hey, when I said grocery shopping, I leverage Amazon Fresh, okay?
There you go, yeah. What else?
Delegating, which I'm actually need to work on, getting better on that. That's my focus right now, is delegating more. Yeah,
Okay.
because I tend to be a control freak, and I just think I can just do it. I'll just do it. It's easier if I just do it rather than taking time to tell someone what I need. So I'm getting, that's what I'm working on now.
Awesome. What else? Anything else that we should be sharing that you guys are doing that I didn't ask a question?
I would say show up for yourself.
Show up
I
for
think
yourself.
that's important. You have to take yourself serious. It wasn't until I took myself serious is when my business started changing.
We can't want it more than you guys, meaning John and I. We can't. You have to want it just as bad. You take, you have to study and study and study to pass that exam. And if you're not gonna do the activities to produce the results that you're looking for, maybe,
Just think about it. I mean, I'm sure at some point, majority of us all has had a 9-to-5 job, right? You walk in every day and serve someone else. You could do the same thing for yourself and have more freedom, more financial freedom, more time with your family if you show up for yourself.
perfect.
I think accountability is, just to piggyback off what she's saying, accountability is really important, and yes, we all had a 9-to-5 job. Your employer would never want you to come in and just work 2 hours.
Right,
You can't just go in and keep a job if you're only gonna put in an hour a day. Okay, so you didn't make your 20 calls for the day. Well, then that means you have to stay another hour,
right.
do your overtime.
Yes, right. You didn't make your 2 appointments?
You didn't make your, 2 appointments,
Yeah,
and consistency is key. And if you wanna earn a paycheck, which we all do, that's why we're in this business, you have to do the work.
you have to.
You have to put
It's
in the
what,
time.
easy but not simple, or simple, not easy? Right.
But it does get easier once you become consistent with it, right? You
Systems
feel
and
like
processes.
you're going into the office, you have to be there. No, but it's my business. Why would I not go in for myself? I did it for 18 years with the state.
Yeah. Well, you have to wake up tomorrow morning and look at yourself in the mirror and say, did I do the activities? Would I rehire myself as the CEO of my own company? Would I, or was I just like hanging out and roaming around saying hello to everybody and thinking, mistaken movement for achievement is someplace up there, right? So yeah, awesome.
Mistaken movement for achievement.
There you go, right.
And I would say taking care of yourself spiritually, whether you pray, meditate, whatever you do for yourself.
Mindset, yes, you're right, yeah, it helps. You have to get grounded. Ladies, thank you. Yay. You're coming back